Reacher showrunner unpacks how Season 2's Finlay cameo came to be. Reacher showrunner Nick Santora has opened up about Malcolm Goodwin's surprise return as Oscar Finlay in the Season 2 episode, A Night at the Symphony, revealing that Jack Reacher author Lee Child had a hand in making the cameo a reality. Speaking with TVLine, Santora discussed the initial challenges in bringing Goodwin back as Finlay, explaining, "Look, the rules are that Reacher doesn't run with a crew. The 110 is his crew. That's his family. Those are his colleagues from the military, but he wanders the world alone. So we know we can't have Reacher with a ragtag team of people that go with him from city to city. That's not the book." Lee Child approved Season 2's Reacher/Finlay reunion with plans for Reacher to visit Boston in Season 2. Santora reached out to Child to see if it would make sense for the title hero to contact Finlay, who was going back to Boston at the end of Season 1 for help. "I said, if Reacher was in the same town as someone he had had an adventure with, someone like Finlay, and he needed help to stop bad people from doing bad things, would he reach out?" Lee Child said, "Yeah, he would. Reacher wasn't going to say, 'Come join me in my band of merry men.' He'd reach out for a brief moment." Santora also revealed that he laid the groundwork for Goodwin's Season 2 return during the final stages of production on Season 1. "At the end of Season 1, thinking about what book Season 2 was going to be, I remember calling Malcolm from my backyard. I said, 'Would you come in for just one episode, maybe just a couple of scenes? Would it even be worth your time?' He recalled. Malcolm was like, 'Oh, I'm Reacher family. I'm in if you want me.' Whatever you need, Malcolm has been in like 4 or 5 things that I've written and produced, and he's also one of the best actors in the world." Reacher Season 3 is already filming. Production has already begun on Reacher Season 3, which was secretly greenlit ahead of the show's Season 2 premiere last year. While plot details remain under wraps, including which Jack Reacher novel will be adapted, Richson teased that it will be another self-contained story. So you get to enjoy Reacher in a new world. It may not have anything to do with family, with his past. He's just living that adventure out, and that's kind of the direction that we've gone, and it seems to really be working, he said. The actor recently shared a behind-the-scenes image of himself covered in mud, hinting that Reacher will be getting his hands dirty in the forthcoming season. The action-packed series Reacher, based on the best-selling Jack Reacher novels by Lee Child, has gained immense popularity since its debut on Amazon Prime Video. Fans of the franchise have been captivated by the gritty and intense storyline, anchored by the larger-than-life character of Jack Reacher, played by Alan Ritchson. In Season 1, one of the standout characters was Chief Detective Oscar Finlay, portrayed by actor Malcolm Goodwin. His stoic, no-nonsense approach and complex dynamic with Reacher won over audiences. So when Finlay made a surprise cameo in Season 2, fans were thrilled and curious about how this unexpected return came to be. In a recent interview, Reacher showrunner Nick Santora unpacked the behind-the-scenes process that led to Finlay's brief but impactful appearance in Season 2, offering insights into the creative decision-making process, the importance of continuity in the series, and the careful balance between fan service and narrative integrity. A character worth revisiting. Oscar Finlay's character had been a pivotal figure in the first season of Reacher, which adapted Child's first novel, Killing Floor. Finlay's relationship with Reacher started off on rocky ground, but the two characters developed a mutual respect as they unraveled the mystery behind a string of murders in the small town of Margrave. Finlay's cool demeanor, meticulous investigative skills, and sense of justice provided an intriguing contrast to Reacher's more physical, direct approach to problem-solving. Despite the fact that each season of Reacher follows a different book from the series, meaning a largely new cast of characters for each storyline, the bond between Finlay and Reacher left a lasting impression on fans. This made Finlay's cameo in Season 2 a highly anticipated and carefully orchestrated moment. According to Santora, Finlay's return wasn't something that was in the original blueprint for the second season, which adapts the 11th book in the Jack Reacher series, Bad Luck and Trouble. We knew going into Season 2 that we were adapting a different novel with different characters, Santora said. But as we were in the writer's room, we couldn't ignore the fact that Finlay had become a fan favorite and had such a strong connection with Reacher in Season 1. There was a desire to honor that. The storytelling challenge, one of the major challenges in bringing Finlay back, was the fact that Bad Luck and Trouble follows a completely different storyline from Killing Floor, and it didn't necessarily make sense to include him in a major capacity. The beauty of the Reacher novels is that they each stand alone, Santora explained. Reacher is a drifter. He moves from town to town, and the people he encounters are often left behind in the process. That's part of his mystique. We didn't want to compromise that by forcing a reunion just for the sake of it. However, the show's creative team didn't want to miss out on the opportunity to nod to the previous season and acknowledge the impact of Finlay's character. Santora and the writers brainstormed ways to include Finlay in a way that felt organic to the plot of Season 2. We didn't want it to feel shoehorned in, Santora said. The cameo had to serve the story, or at least not distract from it. So we started looking for ways to tie Finlay's appearance into the natural rhythm of the season. Finding the right moment, the decision was made to place Finlay's cameo in a transitional moment for Reacher in Season 2. Without giving too much away, Santora explained that Finlay's reappearance comes at a time when Reacher is at a crossroads. Reacher, as a character, is often very guarded, but we wanted to explore the idea that even he might feel a sense of connection to people he's crossed paths with, if only fleetingly, Santora said. Finlay represented one of the rare people who got close to Reacher, who really saw him for who he is, and that's not something Reacher takes lightly. The cameo was strategically placed during a scene where Reacher is reflecting on his past, though it was important to the writers that this moment didn't come across as overly sentimental. We didn't want to break Reacher's character by suddenly making him emotional or nostalgic, because that's not who he is, Santora explained. But we also felt that giving him a brief encounter with someone like Finlay allowed us to show a softer, more introspective side of Reacher without changing the core of who he is. The logistics behind the cameo, of course, getting Malcolm Goodwin back to reprise his role as Finlay was another hurdle that the production team had to clear. Goodwin had been busy with other projects, but according to Santora, he was more than happy to return for the cameo when the opportunity arose. Malcolm is such a professional, and he has a deep understanding of who Finlay is as a character, Santora said. He was excited to step back into Finlay's shoes, even for a brief moment, and we were thrilled to have him. Logistically, the cameo was filmed during one of the last weeks of production on Season 2. Santora noted that the entire crew was excited to see Goodwin back on set. It was like a mini reunion, Santora said. There's a real sense of camaraderie among the cast and crew, and seeing Malcolm back in action, even just for a day, brought a lot of energy to the set. A satisfying cameo. While Finlay's appearance in Season 2 is brief, Santora is confident that it will resonate with fans. It's a small moment, but it's meaningful, he said. It's a nod to the history between these two characters, and a reminder that even though Reacher keeps moving, the people he meets along the way do leave an impact. We hope it's something fans will appreciate. The cameo also opens up the possibility of seeing more familiar faces in future seasons, though Santora remains tight-lipped about what's to come. One of the exciting things about Reacher is that we have this vast library of books to draw from, and there's always the potential to revisit certain characters or threads, Santora teased. But at the end of the day, it's always about serving the story. As fans eagerly await the next chapter in Reacher's journey,